What's going on, everybody? Level M Diecast, and I'm finally bringing you that box that I teased a couple days ago with the epic oddball stuff in it. Um, I actually I bought this box from a friend of mine, and he didn't realize that he actually put some other stuff in here. Now I remember I told you guys I kind of bought the box blindly. So there was some stuff in here that wasn't supposed to be in here, and I'm glad because I don't want it. This is not it, but I wanted something you guys to look for first. Let me show you what was in the box. That I didn't want. Now, I'm not really sure what these are, to be honest. I've never seen these before. There's a bunch of them. There's like 5 different styles and a couple different colors for each wheel. But as you guys know, and I've mentioned, I don't really do Hot Wheels, and I definitely don't do vintage Hot Wheels stuff. I'm not really sure how vintage these are. I believe these are like 92, 91, somewhere in there. Nowadays that's vintage. I mean, that's 30 years old. But yeah, I was a little disappointed. But I got something coming that's going to make up for that, and he's going to hook me up. So when that comes in, we'll go over that. But I just want to throw that up there, show you guys that. We'll go back to what we started with, so you guys didn't have to look at something blank. So this is the first model we're gonna have here. Corgi Auto City. There was a lot of stuff that was branded Hot Wheels Auto City as well. Some other stuff like that. This was a pretty cool era in my opinion. I really liked this era of Corgi. They made some pretty cool stuff. This is a BMW 850i on the short card. This is dated 1993. You know, it's pretty cool. It's got a blue tampo on the hood, giant BMW logo. And just a side note, you guys gotta let me know about these cards. The cards in the studio is an oddball thing. I don't crack open this older stuff, so just give me a heads up. We're gonna keep rolling. We're gonna roll into the next one here. There was 2 of those BMWs in there, by the way. Ford Transit van in BP livery. I actually had this one as a kid, and it was always pretty cool because they made a few vehicles in BP livery, and I really liked them. You know, it was a pretty heavy casting. This particular casting from Corgi's been around forever. Very common casting. It's probably had hundreds of different liveries slapped on it. So nothing new here. Not a big fan of the wheels that Corgi used. Those like 4 clover looking weird things there. Very, very weird. Definitely not a huge fan of those. There is a matchmate for that guy. Now the tow truck was cool. I also had the tow truck as a kid, and the tow truck was the coolest thing ever. Next to Matchbox's GMC wrecker. Although they have the same functionality, they just have that hook off the back. This one was just kind of cool because, you know, this was based on a Ford Courier, I think is what that is. I could be wrong, guys. I'm not aficionado with the Euro models, as this is a European model. But I think it was a Ford Courier. It could have been Transit, I'm not sure. It was definitely a Ford. But it was different. It wasn't your standard tow truck as far as kids and stuff like that. Obviously, we didn't get Corgi here. As far as I can remember, they were Hot Wheels Auto City. And obviously, you can see the Mattel logo on there. So Mattel was ownership of these. These are all 93. I'm pretty sure these all came in the same vein of things. We got a dump truck here, working dump. Even the little flat part on the back, I'm butchering the light, I'm sorry guys, is metal. So the bed is plastic, but the little flap in the back is metal. It's a very interesting way to build that up. Very, very weird. We're going to go with the last Corgi I got in that haul. This is the Mercedes-Benz SL 500 in neon yellow. It's a pretty cool casting. I do like the fact that the windshield is lined with the black Tampo on the gray interior. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty good casting in my opinion. I definitely like it. I don't have a ton of Corgis, but this is the area of Corgis I would collect if I actually could get a hold of them. I've come across several loose, but I'm not really interested in the loose stuff. I mean, as you guys have seen my Room 164, I like the super cool stuff, the stuff that's still carded and whatnot. Really cool one here, and card's a little bit bigger. We're gonna see how that cooperates. Look at that. That Bronco is so freaking cool. Zee Toys, Zylmex, Dynatrux series. Just super cool, man. Just super cool. This particular model, this Bronco is pretty difficult to get on a card. Not necessarily this deco, but just the casting itself. It's got an opening hood, and it's got the cool seats integrated in the back. Hopefully you guys can see that. Working on the light, guys. Working on the light. I apologize. Just a really cool casting. This one, 1995. So amazingly, that's actually newer than the Corgis. I find that craziness. Now, these quote unquote cheaper models from back in the day, they used the decos and they used models for a very long time. They were the cheap diecast in the stores, and you didn't get a whole lot of new castings and stuff like that. So you kind of got what you got, and it just filled the page for a very long time. Amazingly, there was one single Matchbox in here. Just the London Taxi, and the blister is annihilated, but the model's good. There is two versions of this. This is the polished base. Still it's a China base, but it's polished. In my particular collection, I have both a polished base and like a raw, unfinished base. I believe they're still both China, but I'd have to double check that. But I actually came across that base variation just haphazardly, just getting lucky. Got some Maisto in here. These are slickers. These are, your standard pullback, let go, and they take off, and cool stuff like that. This particular one is a Kenworth Peterbilt. So the other thing with these two is they do have a knob on the back, quote unquote spare tire. And it does help it get a little bit of left or right turn to it. It's more of a gimmick. I've played with some of these loose. They work if you're on a good sort of semi-solid surface. Obviously, top of a desk or something probably not going to work. But if you have like a kitchen floor that's not super slick, it will probably work. I got another one here. This is I'm going to call this a high ace. Obviously, that's not a Toyota high ace, but I'm going to call it one anyways because it looks pretty close. Just something cool. Nothing particularly craziness about this one. There's two of these in there. These slickers are dated 1994, and there's the rest of them. I really would like to get the Porsche. You get to see the Porsche right there. These were, as cheap as you get. These were so crappy, and they didn't work very well. and you know, they were just nothing to write home about. They just weren't. I man, I don't have any other slickers. This is the first ones I have, but still, the reality is they're just not good. But as I mentioned, there is some Maisto in there. Or Maisto. There's some Majorette in there. Pretty common ones. You know, you have your transit tow truck here, the super cool contraption that folds off the back, and you know, you can tow cars around and whatnot in it. These are Series 200, obviously. Also have, actually came across one I don't have, which is the GMC crane truck. Obviously they use this for a bunch of different things. This is the boom truck. Got those backwards. So the boom truck I had. What I didn't have is the crane truck. So here's the crane truck. And I really like the crane truck because the rotating crane part on the back is metal, just like the truck is. Obviously your boom's plastic. That's common fare. That's, you know, that's not anything to scoff at. That was just commonplace at that point. Obviously these blisters are a little rough, but they're not broken, so that's always a good thing. What else we got here? We got this Land Rover in the fire district. Now I don't think I have this particular deco. I believe I have to see where it's at. I'm pretty sure that the one I have does not have all that tampo print on the side. I think it still has the door print, but not the tampo print. But if that's the case, that's pretty cool. Definitely happy to get a another deco. Another deco is always cool. Apologize for the camera, guys. I'm working on it. I actually bought a new camera. It didn't work out like I wanted, so I'm not using it. Still in the market to get a new camera, so I apologize for that. You know, your standard super dump truck. I mean, this has been around billions of years, seems like, anyways. Nice checklist on the back. Obviously, I don't have all 200 series. I don't particularly hunt them down. I do try to get all Majorette I can find whenever I can find it, but finding any Majorette carded is expensive and difficult these days. This one's not going to be so camera friendly. This is the excavator, and look at the camera to hopefully cooperate just a little bit for you guys. Now it's actually in there, like messed up. The tracks are twisted in there, so it doesn't look quite right. But anyways, you guys aren't super happy about that stuff. We're just gonna keep rolling. I don't want to get too bored with this stuff. Transit van, the normal transit van with the side opening door, always super cool. This one in particular, there are a couple versions. This one is red interior. You can tell by the red bumpers. There is also a yellow interior, which I have somewhere. And it's the same deco, though. It's just two different color of interiors. And the cool thing is so the Le Mans logo on this one has kind of a redder tint to it, and the yellow one has kind of a yellower tint to it, and they're actually different. It's not a tampo error. It's actually changed to kind of mimic the interior. So that's how you can tell it's an intentional move. We're going to go with a couple of things that I'm not familiar with. You guys may not be familiar with. Tai Chong Toys. This is about as cheap as they get. That is a Jag XJ. Obviously, it's not a F40 like the cool picture on the background. This is your standard like ultra super cheap. You know, not proportionate. Like, you know, I don't care about the casting quality type bar. Just, you know, just garbage stuff. I don't even know what this is, to be honest. This is a This is a Pepsi model. It's kind of cool looking. It's sporting some Dynamax wheels on it. It's all plastic. Well, I guess there's some diecast, but it's mainly plastic. Sorry guys, butchering the light again. I'm assuming this is probably just something that was a promo giveaway or some crap like that. 1992. On that, sorry guys, there is no brand on that. I like the Oddball stuff, but I'm not an Oracle. Definitely not an Oracle. This next one, Fun Stuff Unlimited. There's promotional models and stuff like that. Just stuff to kind of show off some, stuff for particular customers. This is an Amico Thunderbird. If you look at this thing in person, it's like 100% knockoff of Matchbox, like totally knockoff. It's an alright model, but it's totally a knockoff. It's totally a knockoff. That one is not dated. In case anybody's curious on the back of the cards. Again, I apologize for the camera, guys. I know, it's ridiculous. Ridiculous. All right, we're going to get some cool stuff. Because I know you guys want to see the cool stuff. So, get the camera to cooperate here just a little bit. Get the cooler stuff on here. Look familiar? Zylmax, yeah, Pacesetters. These are ridiculously cool. Zee Toys is definitely one of my favorite things. They're super hard to find blistered. They're still cheap. If you look on eBay, these cars are starting to get expensive in the sense of, they're, $8 to $20 per car is what people are asking. They're cool. They're a niche thing. I don't think they're worth that. Definitely worth a few bucks for sure. But I guess if you get them on the card, I guess it is what it is. This is a Corvette. It's a 70s Corvette. Blown Corvette with a nice blower sticking out of it. One thing I do like about them is they're some pretty cool wheels. And these are metal body, metal base. So I guess you're paying for that. So the models on the back here. There's obviously a ton of these I don't have. There's that Bronco, that same one we showed before. The Beretta. I do have the Beretta drag car. I actually just picked up that GTO today, loose. It is mint. I also picked up that SVO Mustang. It's very close to mint, but it's not quite mint. But some cool stuff. Now, some of these castings were a little on the cheaper side. Some of these castings were nice, like this one. All of the ones that I got in this particular box are nice. But if you look at stuff like the... I was just looking at it, guys. Literally just looking at it. I know, forgive me, right? Forgive me. And no, I'm not going to cut this out because you guys need to know that. I'm trying. I believe that CUDA. The CUDA. The CUDA is a plastic base, if I remember correctly. I have one somewhere. Obviously, I'm a Mopar guy, so I got one somewhere. I'll have to pull that out and show it to you guys. If I can remember where it is, I'll edit it in the video. But I don't know. We'll have to see. Mercedes, I believe this is a 190. No, I think this is a Mercedes 200. I could be wrong. But I'm trying. In this Pearl Gold, it's a very, very awesome model. Opening doors and stuff like that. The one thing that we're weird about these models is its profile is very small. So you look at it from the side. I mean, look how much lack of fender there is there. The wheel takes up pretty much everything. But it's I like it. I like it. It's cool. It's definitely different. It's definitely a nice model. It's a good, you know, trip away from the norm. There's 2 of those in there. Keep rolling. Try not to take up too much time, guys. I know you guys don't like to watch through these ridiculously long videos. Some Mercedes Coupe, SL Coupe, dark green. There's 2 of those in there. Again, metal base. The bumpers and stuff are a separate piece, so you get the chrome bumpers and stuff on it. Pretty cool. I got a... I want to say this is a Morgan, but I know this is not a Morgan. Please feel free to correct me on whatever that is. Whatever it is, it's still cool. I still like it. It's considerably smaller scale than the rest of them, but like I said, that's okay. The best pace setter of them all that I got was the Shelby Cobra. I have a friend that's a huge fan of Shelby Cobras. To my knowledge, he has basically every single Shelby Cobra Hot Wheels has ever released, which is pretty cool. I can say that for a couple of models, but all of my stuff is newer and not Hot Wheels. We're talking Matchbox here. It's a really cool model. It's a really nice static model. Obviously, no opening features or nothing like that. This one's a little... I don't think I can get this in the studio in any way, shape, or form, guys. Maisto 3-pack. Turbo Tread. Porsche. Pretty cool. Anything Porsche. I mean, literally anything Porsche I'm down for. That is 95. So we're getting a theme here. Sticking in the 90s. All right, we're going to go back to Zee Toys real quick. Oh, not real quick. This is the majority of them. Dynamite's forklift. I actually didn't have this one, so I'm very happy to get this one. I don't think this is particularly rare per se, but this is just one I didn't have. You know, working forks. It's a cool deco on the back. Now, on the back, as you look at these, this box contained every single one of those ones you see, except for the big cat dozer, the grader, and then that crane on the left. Other than that, there's all of those in here and multiples. So this particular forklift, unfortunately, only got one. But we got the road roller. The road roller's super cool, all metal. Also got the cement truck. It does have a broken piece in there. The bumpers broke off. But that's okay because I got 2 of those. Got the bulldozer, the smaller one, smaller cat dozer. You know, these all have tons of moving features. Now, you got to remember, these are still cheap plastic, though. Cheap diecast for the most part. So if you take these out and start playing with them, those moving features don't don't really last that long. Big mining dump truck. I mean, all of these are generally based off Caterpillar models. They're not licensed, though. Although some licensed ones did exist in the Mini-Max line, which predates these Dynamites. These Dynamites came after the Mini-Max. These Dynamites are 1993. Got the single front shovel. I got 2 of those with the single front shovel. That particular model is its own deal. The front end loader. So this one is the kind of plow front. It's a plow piece. It's folded up. It's kind of hard to see. And then they also use the same one for your standard everyday front end loader. There was 2 of the front end loaders in there. There's a second front end loader style 2. This one's no cab. Completely different casting entirely. And then to round those out, the scraper. Now, this particular scraper, when this was in the Minimax line, this was an actual licensed Caterpillar. As a matter of fact, most of the Minimax were licensed. If you guys want, I could always go over the Minimax someday in a much better setting than this. I'll admit this video is not that great. But it's really hard to showcase carded stuff. I am working on a better way to do this, guys, I promise. Just bear with me for a little bit longer, and we'll get rolling through. Another Zee Toys that doesn't want to fit in the studio. We're going to manipulate some stuff. So this is a 3-pack All-American Muscle Cars. It's the same Corvette we saw earlier. And then now in the middle there, that was kind of a different era. So that car is just kind of cheap plastic on the bottom. It is a Camaro. It does have, you know, Tampa print on the tops and the sides, but it's not great. And then you have the SVO Mustang down here at the bottom. I picked up one of these loose. It was a slightly older generation than this, which means it was slightly cheaper, a little bit more plastic. This is still the good one, with still all the good details and stuff, and obviously this is sealed, so it makes a big difference. Obviously these are definitely going to stay sealed for foreseeable futures. I don't see myself ever taking those out. So, sorry for the crazy video, guys. The carded stuff, super hard to figure out. I promise you, I give you my word, that I will figure out something better to set this stuff up so that in the future, this video is not so crazy. And then we'll round out with this Erdl Thomas the Tank Engine. I believe that's a 40 Ford Coupe. It's a standard Erdl casting. It's got rubber tires and stuff on it. It's a pretty nice casting. This is something definitely won't stay in my collection. I will do something to probably sell this at some point in time, but it's still cool to be in there. So, like I said, guys, you might be thinking like, well, what was in that whole box? Well, a good portion of that box was filled in with those stupid Hot Wheels yo-yos. So once I get what I got replacement for those and get those back to my buddy, I'll show you guys what I got. I think it's a pretty fair deal. And like I said, next time I do one of these carded videos, I promise you, I give you my word. I give you my level M diecast word that I will fix this issue and these videos will be way better. But until the next video, come back, subscribe, hang out, chit chat, whatever you got to do, I'm here. Catch you.